Hey Roughhouse crew, what is up? I'm Nikki if you're new here. I see so many dog owners copying those homemade dog recipes from Pinterest, other YouTube videos, and the problem is those dog recipes aren't made specifically for your dog. For instance, a 40-pound poodle wouldn't have the same dietary needs as, say, for instance, our Rottweilers, which are 110 pounds working breed. You have a lot of different aspects that come into the dietary needs of your specific dog. So we're gonna go over how to make a plan for your specific dog in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. So I see a lot of dog owners copying those homemade dog recipes, and I used to be one of those. You could actually be overdoing it on supplements or nutrition or underdoing it. I was just throwing stuff that I would see online in a pot and thought I was doing something good. You really have to go by your dog's breed, its weight, its activity level. For instance, we have breeding goals, so we have to take that into account. I think that's really important for owners to realize, is not to go blindly copying these homemade dog recipes, because you need one that's specifically made for your dog. You know, this isn't knocking these homemade dog recipes. I think it's great that people are trying to feed their dogs better food instead of just the kibble. I used to just look at these recipes and thought I was doing something good for my dog. I was really proud of myself actually. So it's not knocking this in any way. I was that person that was going online feeding my dogs vegetables, and I was thinking I was doing something really good for my dog, and I was giving him something better than this just a regular kibble. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that you need to pay attention to what you're actually feeding your dog. And even though my intentions were good, you know, you could actually be doing a little bit more harm than good in a way. So in no way am I knocking homemade dog food. I'm really happy that people are trying to concentrate on the health of their dog and taking that extra step to do that. It's just sometimes you just have to take another step to make it the best for your dog. So first I'm going to go over our specific dogs. We have two Rottweilers, Roxy and Rhaegar. Roxy will be bred this summer, so we need to get her in the best health possible for breeding. So at this moment, she is 112 pounds. She gets moderate activity level. She is very healthy. She was just at the vet the other day, and the vet says she's in excellent health. But for our breeding goals, I would like her to lose about 5 pounds before the summer. So that is one of our goals to do before July. She needs to be in the best shape she can be for when she has puppies. So that's an example of how everybody's dogs can be different. Rhaegar, he just turned 2 years old. He is around Roxy's weight. He hasn't been weighed in a while. He is taller than Roxy is, but he's a lot leaner. He's in really good shape, but he does require extra calories. He does have more energy than Roxy does. He likes to play a lot more. So his activity level is actually higher. I need to make sure that they have joint supplements because they are so large. So that's another example of how different breeds require different supplements and different nutrition needs. So instead of replacing the kibble, we're enhancing it. And instead of replacing everything with some random homemade recipe, we actually built a plan. They put a lot of liver in these homemade dog recipes. Liver should only be given about once a week. It needs to be given in moderation, and a lot of them just throw the liver in, and so the dogs are eating them every day. So that's another thing that you have to pay attention to when it comes to these dog recipes, is liver being given way too much, and it needs to be given in moderation. The calories that are already in the kibble, and giving the calories that are in the kibble and also in the homemade dog food, you could actually be overfeeding your dog. So what a lot of people are doing is they're putting a lot of beef, a lot of rice, a lot of vegetables, a lot of different things all in one pot, and they're calling it balanced. But is it balanced for who? It's very important to be able to see what the nutritional values are in each product and what is the nutritional needs for your dog before you just blindly throw something into a pot and give it to your dog. So the first thing I needed to look at was what we were giving them kibble wise. We give them Diamond Naturals for large breed dogs, and it's a very well balanced kibble. So we just enhanced that kibble and we didn't just completely replace it. Well, another thing I needed to look at is I was giving Roxy and Rhaegar joint supplements. Here's the joint supplement we use, and I was also giving them a multivitamin, and I'll put that right here. And so I was giving them both of these and their kibble. I thought I was doing a good thing by giving them a multivitamin, and they had their joint supplement. I was like, okay, well, at least the multivitamin is adding to the kibble. But when I actually looked at all the ingredients that was in their kibble, and the ingredients that was in their joint supplement, and the ingredients that was in their multivitamin, I was actually over supplementing them. And I think that's another big mistake. So I actually had to completely cut out the multivitamin, which I was surprised at. So I needed to cut out the multivitamin and keep the joint supplement, because the joint supplement for Rottweilers is really important. So just remember, with supplements, more isn't always better, especially when they're fat soluble vitamins. After you realize what's in your kibble and what you're giving them supplement wise, you want to look at proteins, because proteins are really important to dogs. So we add a lean protein 3 times a week of ground chicken or ground turkey. So we give them 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of the proteins 3 times a week. This supports muscle tone and condition without overfeeding. So you want to stick with a lean protein. And it's good because the lean proteins are usually pretty cost efficient. So the next thing you want to look at is vegetables. So there's multiple kinds of vegetables that you can give your dog. The only thing that people need to realize is just to give them in moderation. We do our toppers, that's what we call them, because they're adding it on top of the kibble. I mean, you can mix it up. So the toppers we give are 3 times a week. It includes that 1/4 to 1/2 cup of the ground turkey or ground chicken. And we also do a vegetable. They usually include about 2 vegetables, so you're gonna have 1/4 cup each of both vegetables. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what vegetables that you can add to this. And just remember, these measurements are specifically made for Roxy and Rhaegar, so they may not work for your dog. I'm just giving you an example of what we feed our dogs. If you want specific measurements that I recommend, I'm not a dog dietitian or anything, but I can try to help you out and kind of give you the same kind of plan that we've done with our dogs. If you want to comment below, like your breed, their weight, their activity level, and any supplements that you're taking, their kibble that they're using. And I can try to help you guys make a plan for your dog. So if you want any help with that, you can just comment that below. You can do different kinds of vegetables. My preferred pick is frozen vegetables, because I don't want to worry about the vegetables going bad on me, and I can just buy a bunch and have them in the freezer ready to pull out and do my meal prep for the month or every 2 weeks or whatever I plan on doing. I'm going to go ahead and insert a list of vegetables that we use and what they're good for your dog, and I'm also going to put the storage times that for the protein also, that you can either store it in the fridge or in the freezer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in right now. So I'm actually going to be filming a video after this of meal prepping my dog's food for the next month. So if you are interested in that, keep an eye out for that video. It'll probably be out next week. It shows you how exactly I meal prep, how I prepare their food, and how I freeze it. Sardines, they're very good for dogs, but you only give them once a week. You give them about 1 sardine a week, and that's good for their omega-3s. And that's only once a week, so you don't want to overdo it. Another thing you should be doing when it comes to your dog's body condition, which is why I specifically said I think Roxy needs to lose about 5 pounds, is do a body condition check. I'm going to show you how I perform our body condition check on our dogs. Here's a graph below of how to judge your dog's body condition. Roxy is in really good condition, but I want her in great condition. Waist and abdominal tuck here needs to be just a little bit tighter. You also want to check how easily you can feel the ribs. Ribs should be easily felt with minimal fat covering. Roxy wasn't standing completely straight, but you want to easily see the waist from above. So after checking her body condition, I concluded that she needs to lose at least 5 pounds before July. Rhaegar's in great shape, and he has the body condition you should be looking for. Here you can see how easily you can see his waist from above. I can feel his ribs easily, and he has a nice muscular tuck in his waist and abdomen. So the basis of all this is your dog doesn't just need another trendy recipe. They need a plan that's designed just for them, and nobody knows your dog better than you do. And like I said before, if you need my help balancing your dog's meals, just leave their breed, their kibble, their supplements, their activity level below, and I will try to help you out as best as I can. I will be making a video on meal prepping for an entire month for my dogs, so keep an eye out for that video next week. I will try to get that filmed today and get it ready for next week. And it'll give you lots of information on how to prepare the meals and how to food store them, so it's very easy just taking it out of the freezer and giving it to your dog. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. It would help our channel out a lot. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.